You know what they say, couples who game together stay together. Or maybe they throw controllers at each other and sleep on opposite sides of the bed. It really depends on the game. Today, we're diving into 5 indie games that are perfect for playing with your partner. And an extra hidden gem. These are not your average date night activities, unless your idea of romance involves arguing about who burned the digital pizza or who forgot to water the virtual crops. These games are fun, chaotic, and, in some cases, weirdly therapeutic. They'll test your communication skills, teamwork, and ability to say "I'm sorry" after yelling "Why did you do that?" for the 5th time in one session. Let's start with a game that might save your relationship or end it spectacularly. Oh yes, Overcooked 2, also known as Relationship Stress Simulator. Developed by Ghost Town Games, this little masterpiece takes the simple joy of cooking and turns it into absolute chaos. The premise is easy to explain. You and your partner run a kitchen, preparing orders as fast as possible while the world around you burns. Literally, sometimes. You'll be chopping onions one moment and dodging fireballs or floating platforms the next. It sounds cute, but it's basically a trust exercise in video game form. You'll need to communicate constantly. You chop, I plate. You wash, I serve. If one of you zones out for even a second, the kitchen descends into panic faster than you can say, "We're out of rice." The magic of Overcooked 2 is that it feels simple, but mastering it takes real coordination. It's like dancing, but with vegetables and a fire extinguisher. From a design perspective, it's brilliant. The controls are tight, the feedback loop is fast, and the level design constantly pushes teamwork. It's built using Unity, and the developers did a great job making the physics readable but still goofy enough to cause accidental disasters. The co-op mode is smooth whether you're playing couch co-op or online. Though I recommend being in the same room if possible, so you can exchange that "did you just throw a tomato at me" glare in person. This one's great for couples who like fast-paced challenges, don't mind laughing through failure, and have a healthy tolerance for shouting "move" every 10 seconds. Now, let's switch gears from panic cooking to peaceful farming. Stardew Valley, created by one-man legend Concerned Ape, is the ultimate cozy co-op experience. You and your partner start a farm together, plant crops, raise animals, and slowly turn your rundown land into a cozy little paradise. It's calm, relaxing, and yet somehow incredibly addictive. Playing it in co-op adds a new layer of charm. You can divide tasks naturally. One of you handles the crops while the other mines, fishes, or talks to townspeople. It feels like building a small, pixelated life together. And yes, you can get married in the game, even to each other, which is both adorable and slightly awkward if they're already a couple in real life. From a game design point of view, Stardew Valley is a masterclass in balancing time-based mechanics with long-term satisfaction. The day-night cycle keeps you moving, and the reward always feels just around the corner. The co-op mode syncs these beautifully so that both players stay engaged, even when doing different tasks. This is the kind of game you can play for hours without realizing it. You start with "let's just plant some cauliflower," and 3 hours later you're emotionally invested in whether Mayor Lewis ever finishes decorating the town square. Perfect for couples who want something calm, romantic, and just a bit nostalgic. It's the gaming equivalent of having a quiet weekend away, with the occasional argument over whose turn is it to feed the chickens. If you and your partner like puzzles and emotional storytelling, Unravel 2 is the one. Developed by Coldwood Interactive and published by EA Originals. So I'm not actually so sure this might be called an indie game. I don't know actually. It's a physics-based puzzle platformer where you play as two tiny yarn creatures connected by a thread. Yes, literally tied together. If that's not a metaphor for relationships, I don't know what it is. You have to work together to solve environmental puzzles, swing across gaps, and navigate beautifully crafted worlds that feel like someone's dream of nature. It's calm but challenging, and communication is everything. The game doesn't rely on words much, which makes it even more intimate. You start to sync up naturally, anticipating each other's moves. It's the kind of game that rewards patience and timing more than reflexes. From a technical perspective, Unravel 2 runs on the Frostbite engine, which might sound like overkill for such a small-scale experience, but it allows for some stunning visuals and smooth physics simulation. It's perfect for couples who want to share a quiet emotional experience, rather than a chaotic one. You'll finish a level and just kind of sit there, staring at the screen, thinking, "Wow, that was beautiful," before accidentally pushing your partner off a ledge because you forgot to stop pressing forward. Haven is a weird one, in the best way. Developed by the Game Bakers, it's an indie game that mixes narrative, exploration, and RPG mechanics with a heavy focus on relationships. You play as U and Kay, two lovers who escaped their old world to live together on a mysterious planet. The gameplay mixes gliding exploration, light combat, and resource management. But what really stands out is the dynamic between the characters. You don't just play a game about love, you play love itself. The dialogue feels authentic, with real couple energy, teasing, joking, supporting, and occasionally arguing. It's one of the most natural portrayals of relationship I've seen in a game. The gliding mechanic is smooth and satisfying, almost like dancing. You explore the world by moving gracefully through glowing paths of energy, collecting materials and uncovering bits of the story. It's all baked by a dreamy electronic soundtrack that's perfect for late-night gaming session. And finally, the big one. The game that has single-handedly saved and destroyed more relationships than I can count. It Takes Two. Developed by Hazel Knight Studios, led by the chaotic genius Joseph Fares, this game is pure co-op magic. You play as a couple on the verge of divorce who get turned into dolls and must work together to fix their relationship and return to normal. It's funny, emotional, and packed with creative mechanics. Every level feels like its own minigame, with constant surprises and new challenges. What makes It Takes Two so brilliant is how it ties its gameplay mechanics directly to the theme of collaboration. Every obstacle forces you to cooperate, and no two levels feel the same. One moment you're flying squirrels, the next you're controlling magnets or time itself. This game is perfect for couples who want a long, story-driven experience with humor, hurt, and a ton of variety. It's emotional but never heavy-handed, and it constantly reminds you that working together can be a lot more rewarding than going solo. When you finally reach the ending, it feels like you've actually been through something meaningful together, like therapy, but with fewer awkward silences and more talking squirrels. Now, for a hidden gem that deserves more attention, Lost Twins 2. I tried this game a couple of months ago, and I really appreciated the game. Developed by Playdew, it's a cute yet surprisingly clever puzzle platformer where you control two siblings, Ben and Abby, who are trying to find their way home. What makes it special is its unique mechanic. Instead of just moving the characters, you also move the world around them. You literally shift rooms to create new paths, opening up smart and creative ways to solve puzzles. You can play it solo, switching between the twins, or in local co-op, working together to navigate this charming and mysterious world. It starts easy but gets challenging fast, testing your logic, timing, and teamwork. The hand-drawn visuals give it a storybook feel, and the puzzles are satisfying without ever feeling unfair. The co-op mode makes it an excellent game for couples who love solving problems together rather than competing. If you like cozy but brainy games that make you feel smart together, Lost Twins 2 is a must-try. Each of these games brings something different to the table, from chaos to calm, from laughter to reflection. Together, they show how indie games can explore relationships in ways big budget titles rarely do. If you and your partner want to connect, argue, laugh, and maybe even cry a little, these five are your best bet. And the extra game I added, I must say, that's a gold game. You should start from that one. Thanks for watching.